Hello folks, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In this video, we will be discussing a current affair topic presented to you by a faculty, Sushma KP. So what is the topic that we will be looking into today? Curtailing H1B visas is self-defeating for US and India must look ahead. See, first and foremost, Trump has always, we know the policies of Donald Trump, the present US president, is more of transactional in nature. And for very long, India has been putting the H1B visas on negotiation table for a very long time, but now we are in a spot we don't have to put that in negotiation table, and rather we can use that negotiation for trade. Why are we telling this? Now, if you're someone who wants to know about national events, international events, geopolitical issues, international relations, then Legacy IAS Academy is the right spot for you. So what do you have to do for that? Subscribe to Legacy IAS Academy channel. Now in this video we will decode as to why Trump's move, this is not going to be a worrisome factor for India. First and foremost, when the topic is curtailing H1B visas, one thing he has did is Trump on 2025 September has, in fact in a poorly worded text, has held that he will be imposing 100,000 understanding fine per H1B petition for each new H1B petition that will be for the entry into USA. Understanding? And this, even though he has not mentioned it will affect India, outright it is for India only. Let's say if per year 2,09,000 H1B visas are given, 1,50,000 is benefited by Indians only. More than 69% of it is benefited by India in the first place, its second place is your China. So this move is to hurt and affect Indians, but it is no longer how it was. The situations have now changed. Just in the course of a video, we will be speaking on that. If you see about your H1B program, it was launched in 1990. It enables hiring people in the STEM fields, science, technology, engineering and medicine. The Indians just in 2024 alone received 1,50,000 H1B visa approvals, and almost 65% of those jobs are for computer related or IT sector jobs. And in this, now when your US President Donald Trump is making this, it is only to make sure that first thing is A, to pressurize India, B, in order to promote the local employment. And the so-called hatred that he has towards the so-called immigrants are the ones that are building your US. US has been a hub of it. In fact, when Albert Einstein fled Europe, a lot of scientists, engineers, everyone fled to or moved to US. They are the ones who have created 45% of the Fortune 500 companies are being built by the immigrants or their children. More than 1/3 of the Nobel laureates ever since the 2000s has been by the so-called immigrants. If you see what is the rationale behind this restriction? Again, simple. It's policies on immigrations and protect American workers, wage suppression, understanding, because irrespective of your US companies have to pay just 1/3 of the price what they are paying for local hiring. Understanding? 1/3 of what they have to pay for local hiring is what they are hiring for this immigrants. So the entry level jobs are very less with H1B visa for the companies. Now if you see the reality, yes, India has always put this on a negotiation table, but the time has moved past. Why? Because see, the job market is much more complicated than Donald Trump thinks it is. Why? With his assumption that yes, if I do not hire immigrants, the companies here will be forced to hire the locals. But instead what it happens is, these restrictions push the jobs abroad. Understanding, one of the countries that has benefited much more because of your US restrictions is your Canada. So what happens? The talent pool goes there. Wherever talent pool goes, the knowledge will have a spillover effect there. So the beneficiaries are your Canada, India and China in the process. If you say with respect to USA, The top tier firms already have reduced their immigrants, or at least the so-called words used by Donald Trump. They have not been hiring from outside and they've reduced it to 56%, but still the mid-level jobs or companies still rely heavily on these people. Now this will take a hit, understanding? And this would also lead to one of the important issues is non-US educated Indian graduates will face it difficult to enter US. Again, there are difficulties that India will also face in the due process, but this should not be a worrisome factor to India. Top Indian hiring companies have reduced their hiring in India by almost 56%. But yet, the firms are shifting to L1 visas, local hiring, and they are starting with your offshore accounts. And if this keeps on going, there is a possibility of a reverse brain theory, that is your reverse brain drain going to happen. If at all India builds an innovation ecosystem, does not feel like let's say starting over as a failure, if we change from this psyche, then a reverse brain drain is possible. Understanding? Now how is India's negotiation stance? Primarily we always used to put this H1B visas as a main part of the negotiations. Now we don't have to, we just can focus on the trade deals. And also there is a huge demographic decline in the West that we are observing, coupled with the outdated approach of your US is no longer going to work or pressurize India anymore. Before we move ahead to, we have a small announcement from Legacy IAS Academy. If you're someone who is looking to kickstart your UPSC civil service journey, then Legacy IAS Academy is the right spot for you. We maintain a batch size at strictly 40 members per limit so as to make sure we provide individualized and personalized guiding. We also offer one-on-one mentorship, easy access to educators, current affairs classes, CSAT classes, daily mains answer writing challenge, prelims mock test series, and also your interview mock panel. We also conduct our classes in both offline as well as online mode. If you want to see how the classes are, you can schedule a demo class online or offline and see it for yourself. For more information, you can contact the number given or check out Legacy IAS Academy website. Now, coming back to the topic. So, what is the strategic shift that is needed from India so as to not be very much affected by this? First and foremost, the immigration policies. See, we can no longer put all our chips on this yesterday's topic. What is this yesterday's topic? The so-called H1B visas. Visa lobbying benefits US tech giants and not India. So we don't have to waste our energy and our lobbying on that. Rather, we can use a negotiation for better leverage with respect to tariff cut, market access and digital trade frameworks, because presently digital trade is dominating whether we want it or not, and the same works for your jobs also, remote work jobs. If you see from your geopolitical and economic angle, first and foremost we have to look about is US risks losing the innovation edge, the so-called Silicon City that it claims as the heart of innovation, that will be getting affected. US is going to get hurt more if it goes through with this than it affects India. We again here it is not that India is not going to be affected. If India takes the correct stance to navigate this, then we would not be affected as to how much it should affect. India should move from labor mobility to digital leadership, and we have to leverage our ambitious projects of Atmanirbhar Bharat, Digital India, and support the startups, AI, understanding, and be on course with the digital transformation. Understanding? With this, we have come to the end of the content. If you like our content, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button and share it along with your friends. Thank you.